Have you ever been driving down the highway and suddenly found yourself stuck behind a brand new truck that costs more than most people's homes? You know the one. The massive, gleaming machine, covered in chrome, packed with luxury, leather seats that probably cost more than your monthly rent, and a payment that would make your mortgage broker nervous. But here's the part that really messes with your head. The person driving it probably earns less than you. So what's actually going on here? How are regular people affording these massive car payments that seem to defy basic math? Before we break this down, let's understand what we're really dealing with, because the numbers today are honestly shocking. The average car payment in America has entered territory that would have sounded insane just 10 years ago. We're talking about monthly payments that rival rent. And yet, millions of people sign these deals every single month, driving off the lot in cars that cost more than the average yearly income. But here's where it gets interesting. These people aren't secretly rich. They're not crypto millionaires or trust fund kids. They're teachers, nurses, mechanics, retail workers, normal people with normal jobs. People who somehow made the numbers work, or at least think they did. The truth? There's an entire system designed to make impossible payments feel possible. And understanding that system isn't just interesting, it's protection. Because one bad decision here can quietly impact your financial future for the next 7 to 10 years. So let's start with the obvious question. How much are we actually talking about? Because when people hear the real numbers, they usually think it's exaggerated. The average new car payment is now over $700 per month. That's not luxury, that's average. And when you look at trucks and SUVs, which most people now prefer, that number jumps to $900, even $1,200 per month, every single month. For 6, 7, sometimes even 8 years. That's over $80,000 paid over time, and that's before insurance, fuel, or maintenance. Now you might think, okay, maybe people just earn more now, but that's not what's happening. Income has increased, but nowhere near enough to justify these numbers. So how are people doing it? It comes down to a few key shifts that completely changed how people buy cars. And honestly, none of them are good. First, loan terms. There was a time when car loans lasted 3, maybe 4 years. That world is gone. Now, 6, 7, even 8-year loans are normal. Some lenders are even pushing 10-year loans, which sounds more like a financial horror story than a smart decision. And the trick is simple. Stretch the loan, shrink the monthly payment. That $1,500 becomes $900. Suddenly, it feels affordable. But what most people don't realize is this. They're not saving money. They're paying a lot more. That same truck ends up costing thousands, sometimes tens of thousands more over time. And worse, by the time they're halfway through the loan, the car is worth far less than what they still owe. This is called negative equity. And once you're in it, getting out is hard. But extended loans are just the beginning. Next comes something that sounds amazing, but isn't. 0% financing. It feels like free money, but it's not. That cost is already built into the price of the car. You're either getting a discount or low interest, never both. And those deals usually only apply to people with excellent credit, the same people who probably don't even need financing. Then there's the trade-in cycle. This is where things get dangerous. Someone buys a car. A few years later, they still owe money but want something new, so they roll the remaining debt into a new loan. Now they're paying for a car they don't even own anymore, while financing an even more expensive one. It's a cycle, and it keeps repeating. And the more it repeats, the deeper the hole gets. Dealerships love this, because once you're in that cycle, you're not really a customer anymore. You're a long-term revenue stream. But the most powerful factor isn't financial, it's psychological. These payments feel normal now. Spending $1,200 a month on anything else would sound crazy, but for a car, we justify it, because we've been taught that our car reflects who we are. It's not just transportation, it's identity, success, status. And once you believe that, the payment stops feeling like a cost and starts feeling like validation. That's where logic loses and emotion takes over.
So how do people actually manage these payments? They rearrange their entire lives around them. They cut back on food, travel, and experiences. They delay moving out. They take second jobs. Some even use the car itself, rideshare, deliveries, to pay for it. Others use credit cards just to cover fuel and maintenance. Some borrow from retirement accounts. Others take personal loans or even use home equity. They're borrowing from their future to support something that loses value every year. And here's the hardest part. Once someone commits to this lifestyle, they defend it because the car becomes part of their identity. Letting it go feels like failure, even when it's hurting them financially. And the system knows this. Dealerships don't sell cars, they sell emotions, status, dreams. And they structure every deal to make yes feel easy. Lower payment? Extend the loan. Concerned about risk? Add warranty. Worried about value? You'll trade it anyway. Everything is designed to move you forward, not make you think. So in the end, the mystery really isn't a mystery. People aren't truly affording these cars. They're just stretching reality to fit them, pushing the cost into the future and hoping it works out. So next time you see that $70,000 truck on the road, just remember, it might not be freedom you're looking at. It might be pressure. And maybe that reliable car you already own doesn't look so bad after all.